Welcome back to Healing Life with Positivity 24/7, 365, 365, 24/7. This is a platform where we obsessively, compulsively, and or deliberately just focus on all things positive. So listen, part one, we were discussing the crow spirit. Most of it was me talking, y'all, giving y'all a little bit of background about just conversations that I have with spirit. This is a very transparent platform for me. It is a place where I divulge a little bit more about me and how I got to my spiritual journey, how I got to this platform. Nevertheless, welcome. If you're new to the channel, come on in. I recommend that you watch part one. I cut the first video short because I ended up getting a visitor. I had a repair guy that was here and I had forgotten that I had scheduled. But nevertheless, let's just go ahead and jump right back on in. If you want to take a deep breath, absolutely, we can do that. Let's just go with the flow. We obsessively, compulsively, deliberately focus on all things positive. The porcupine spirit, though, as we take a deep breath, right? Sometimes taking a deep breath and going with the flow, y'all, is all we can do. I found out it's not my dryer, it is the plug. And so now I have to get an electrician to come out. And that made me feel a little anxious. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, oh my goodness, I got clothes to dry and wash. So there's a lot going on. But guess what? I'm going to go with the flow. You're going to watch me in a moment where I'm telling myself, go with the flow. Everything is working for the betterment of my good. I'm going to go with the flow. As long as I do my part, I know that the universe is going to do its part. And that gives me comfort, right? It really does, though, honestly. So porcupine spirit, okay? Part two, we already did the crow spirit. That is in part one. So if you've not watched that and you want to, absolutely. If you just want to start at this video, that's fine. Porcupine spirit, whatever you decide to do, I absolutely do support you in the energy. Okay, so let's see. Hold on. Porcupine spirit, it says time for beginner mind. Okay, that's right. We did go into the beginner mind. When the porcupine spirit calls your name, you are being asked to adopt a beginner's mind and to approach situations with innocence and curiosity. The old confining stories no longer have a hold on you, right? To feel confined, to feel stuck, to feel yeah, confined or stuck is what I just heard. Okay, that energy no longer has a hold on you. So you say that those old ways of thinking, things that made me feel confined and or just kind of blocked and or confused, they don't have a hold on me anymore. It says life is full of surprises hiding in plain sight. Looking at the world afresh with new eyes can help you find what you have been seeking, whether it is a relationship or an opportunity or evidence. You have all you need right now to co-create what you desire. Is right there. It's within you, right? So in those moments where you're like, okay, well, why did I start? What am I doing this for again? What is my purpose? Who am I? Because I feel like who I am has changed over time. Who I am has I've been somebody different for different circumstances, rightfully so, because that's who I needed to be at that time. So who I am now, right? I have everything that I need for who I am right now, what it is that I'm doing right now, and remembering why you started. You started because it was fun. You started because you were, very interested in something. You were very intrigued by it. Remembering the beginner's mind, right? So it says there is so much waiting for you to discover. The porcupine spirit, by way of protection message, what the universe is telling us is to make sure, are you feeling prickly and defensive lately and assuming you will be hurt before you have seen any sign of any pain or rejection, right? So am I having an expectation of pain and hurt and abandonment? Oh, I got to answer that in a real way. Yes. I've had some new relationships that I had to let go of, y'all. I had to realize, oh, I'm not ready for new friendships. I had this expectation of hurt and pain. And I had to sit with myself and I was like, okay, wait, where is that coming from? The old circumstances that used to confine me no longer confine me. And I had to really purify my heart. So I sat with myself and I said, I am safe. Anybody that I attract at this point is a reflection of something that I need to understand and know. And so I receive those people lovingly, carefully, patiently, guarding my heart, being mindful, being wise, absolutely, but doing it from a position where I understand that everything is happening because this is something that I've manifested or something that I need to manifest, right? It's not easy making new connections when you've gone through a lot of abandonment. It's not easy getting connected to people. So the porcupine spirit is reminding you, are your defenses up? Are you manifesting new people? Are you manifesting love? And then your divine masculine comes along. You're like, wait a minute. Are you the one? Right. No. Am I the one that I need to be in the moment I need to be it? And I'm always checking my heart's posture, right? Where is my heart tied to? As long as my heart is connected to source, there is nothing that can break my heart. There is nothing that can hurt my heart. Ooh, I needed that, y'all. I'm not going to even lie. Because I done had a couple of divine masculines come through and try to get close to me, and friends and people, and and because of past life karma, sometimes our contract, maybe it wasn't so nice in the past life, and I pick up on it, and I'm like, okay, wait, what timeline am I on other than just this current one? That's the thing about going back into those shadows. When you get that weird feeling from somebody, sometimes it's a past life soul contract. Or if you enter a room and somebody doesn't like you immediately, or you don't like them, that's past energy. If you've not had an encounter, then you're just picking up on this, something that could have happened. Like I said, that's lying dormant from a past life contract is what I had to learn. But having my defenses up towards things that the Creator is sending into my life that is good, I don't want to run off my blessings. So I say to myself, okay, listen, don't run off your blessings. You won't run off your blessings. Receive love, give love. If there's no peace there, your peace and love shall return unto you. Period. And that's just the way it is. That's just what it is. Because again, I had to go back to the beginner's mind. Wait, why do I want people to be in my life again? After going through the abandonment, right? After feeling alone and lonely, then you get used to being with yourself. And so now you're filtering through those energies. You're alchemizing any energies. The moment you feel a bad vibe, you're like, hold up. What's that pain on my leg? What's that pain on my, like you're feeling, the energy. Yeah, it makes you very, very mindful, right? But sometimes one can be overly defensive in circumstances where we absolutely do not need to be. And we could manifest something by way of fear or being too defensive. No, we're not there anymore. So the porcupine spirit is reminding you that you are no longer confined, okay? Self-protection is a good thing, is what it says. But you may be protecting yourself from something that will not actually harm you. Ooh, I was absolutely protecting myself from people that can't harm me. I'm going to be honest. It says what does it say? That can't actually harm you, but instead will bring you abundance, happiness, and love. Remember your innocence. Remember your innocent love. Remember your heart that was never hurt. Remember the heart that has never been broken. It says you will see what you have been overlooking. The porcupine quills are filled with air, allowing a porcupine to flow in water. What is a time to let your innocent nature keep you buoyant, right? You know how we get ebullience, okay? Excited, okay? So that's what that porcupine spirit is reminding us. So because this is part 2 and this was a little shorter than the first video, I'm going to see what the Namaste Stress Less cards are saying. Guard your heart with all persistence, though. Be wise in counsel, is what I just heard. Counsel meaning receiving those messages from the universe. What is it that your divine ancestors are saying? So you open yourself up. You say, you know what, Spirit, I open up my heart to beautiful possibilities. I know that I am safe. I know that I'm protected. Anything that has been sent to harm me absolutely just has to fall away. And you accept that. That's a real contract with Source. That's a real understanding. Speaking those things over your life, knowing that nothing can intervene with you speaking the truth over yourself, over your heart. I speak the truth to my heart, and I know that all is well. These are real affirmations, y'all. I'm giving y'all stuff from my from my inner being, from my inner world, if you will. It is a gift that I've given to myself constantly and that I'm giving to you. What is it that the universe wants us to know by way of namaste? It says, touch your toes, y'all. Touch your toes in the most gentle way possible. Touch your toes, stretch. Breathe, hold the pose. Think not of the stretch or the effort. Think of the beauty of the pose. When you are ready, bring yourself back to a more relaxed position. Repeat the process while giving gratitude to your body and the miraculous miracle of movement. When we focus on beauty and giving thanks, the strain and effort of any task is more evenly spread and we don't feel it as much. Acknowledge the beauty in every task and give thanks to the opportunity to accomplish it. Your reward will be graceful in life and it will provide a graceful life full of joy. Ooh, touch your toes. Yeah, and breathe and hold the pose. It's something about it, isn't it? That really gets you in this beautiful mind state. Just being in that energy alchemizes any fears, any projections that don't belong to you, okay? So this says to crack a routine, do something different, you know, break up the monotony. It says changing a routine can help bring new wonders into your life and help us bring new wonders into our lives, and help us integrate new perspectives that allow us to learn and grow. We are all like established routines that are familiar and efficient naturally. The problem is when we get caught up in the same cycle, we reduce our ability to bring new things into our lives. We can learn from. So bringing new things into your life that you can learn from, something about being uncomfortable, being comfortable with being uncomfortable, doing something new, learning something new. Okay, I'm doing that right now currently, y'all. Yeah, I'm learning something new. It's uncomfortable. Okay, but I'm interested. So it has my attention. I'm intrigued by it. And so I'm focused on it, right? But it is something new. When you go into a place that is unfamiliar or territory that you've never been in, it's uncomfortable, isn't it? But it's something about going with the flow and knowing that you're exactly where you need to be. If you should so happen to get in a position where you realize that this is not where you need to be, you will lovingly guide yourself down another path. So says the Creator, because the Creator's walking with you. The Creator's walking with me. My foot will never stumble. Listen, this is beautiful energy. Come on and get you some of this. It says it could be something as simple as how you make your breakfast or get ready for work. Break a routine. Do something different. If you want to take it up a notch, try talking to people whom you rarely engage with. See if you can cultivate a new relationship. Ooh, I like it. I'm working on that. I'm working on that, y'all. Because of who I am, I get a little bit of everything by way of people. Sometimes I get people, y'all, I'm just going to keep it real. That's just straight up energy vampires. They just here to take up my time. You know, I'm going to be honest. They're like, oh my God, I love your energy. You know, they love my energy. But sometimes they're just there to take up my time. So I have to discern when to cut things off, when to be honest, when to feel as though I owe myself the best explanation for why I did it. But also at the same time, there's a lesson in that, right? Especially being a healer. Because again, you're gonna come across people that need healing. Or they're looking for a savior, right? And so making the lines clear, making your intentions clear as to what you expect out of the relationship, how you feel it should go, is absolutely going to be powerful by way of setting a boundary. Setting a boundary, I just heard, right? Healthy boundaries. Understanding the reason for the encounter, really looking at it from the Creator's standpoint. Seeing things from the eyes of the Creator is a gift. That's a privilege to be able to do so. Getting outside of myself and, oh, why did I meet her? What was it that I was supposed to give her? And what was it that she was supposed to give me? Was it temporary or was it supposed to be a permanent relationship? Some people you will absolutely finish out life with. There are some people that are simply passing through your life, discerning and or intuitively knowing which is always going to be your best asset. I'm learning that currently, y'all. I had to cut some relationships. for reasons that they weren't bad. I just felt like I wasn't getting anything out of it. They triggered me. They reminded me of relationships that I'd already had. I'm going to be honest. And so I had to ask myself, okay, how did you attract this again? Oh, maybe there's something you're supposed to learn. Okay, that's what it is. There was something that I needed to learn. Okay. Yeah, especially because of this past habit that I used to have of overextending myself. When you have good energy, people latch on to it. I had a lot of latchkey energies. You know, they want to latch on to. They're like, oh my God, I love your energy. And I left those relationships feeling drained and tired and bewildered and confused and trying to figure out, well, wait a minute, who's going to be here for me now that I need somebody, right? So I ended up becoming that somebody that I needed. And now that I'm still being that somebody, I now want relationships where people understand, hey, you're a whole person. I'm a whole person. But if you're not feeling good today, just go ahead and work that out and I'll be here. Or if I'm not feeling good today, allow me that space to go ahead and work that out. That to me is a healthy relationship, not you come in with all your baggage, all your bullshit, and you just want to dump it on my back and I'm having a good day, or I'm going through something and I'm going to dump all of what I have on you. No, that's not healthy. Always go within. I had to learn intuitively when to shut things down and not feel bad for it. Even if somebody was going through something that I couldn't help them with, right? Coming to the realization, well, hey, you know, I've given you all that I can, but depleting my cup is not an option because I need what's in my cup. I need my energy for myself, right? Okay. Clarify, Holy Spirit, show us what it is that we need to see. This says, reflect and grow. Yes, come through, Spirit. Look in the mirror when you have a chance. This exercise will expose the things that are hard to swallow. When you see your reflection, try and bring to surface the things that you need to improve on. This can make you feel a little sad. It does sometimes, y'all. I'm going to be honest. I have moments where I come up out of these relationships, be them permanent, temporary, just for a moment, 2 days, 3 days, an hour, whatever it is, right? Whatever source wants to give me by way of what it is that I'm supposed to be learning. And I put my hand over my heart and I go, you know what? You are well, you are loved. You have a loving heart, a loving nature. I'm going to need you to give yourself some more love. And looking into the mirror to realize that sometimes can make you a little sad. Sad is a good emotion. I'm going to tell you why. Because sad is letting you know that there's something that you need to get a hold of, something you need to take hold of. So hold yourself accountable. And whatever it is, do for yourself what you've done so effortlessly for others. Take the knives out of your back. Trust in the ebb and flow. And if you don't trust nobody else, you got to at least trust yourself, right? Yeah, it's not about trusting others. It's really about accepting what has happened, recognizing your part in it, what you allowed, and where maybe you need to set a boundary. Thank you, Spirit. It says, take all the things that you need to improve of yourself and just get good at them. Okay. Tell yourself that you will try harder to get better at them. This will seem silly at first, maybe a little difficult. But once you start to do this consistently by way of implementing this as a permanent exercise, you will look at the mirror one day and realize that you've improved. The things you fell a little short on are now assets to your character. Reflect and grow. Ooh, good stuff. I'm going to take that in today, y'all. That made me a little emotional. I'm going to be honest. I feel like there's tears that I want to fall. I'm going to be honest. Reflect and grow. Crack a routine. Touch your toes. Reflecting and growing again, because to this point, y'all, I have to be honest, of my journey. And maybe you can relate. Comment down below. Let's have a real conversation, right? To this point of my journey, I look around at a lot of the people that I've helped, right? That are not in my life anymore. Maybe they're doing well, maybe they're not. I don't know. I don't check on those people. I just have decided that I'm going to let whatever our experience and our time was be that time, right? And sometimes, being on a narrow path, being on a narrow journey, when you now understand who you are, right? And what you should expect from yourself and what you should get from others. You know why it makes me sad? Because I realize how many times I let myself down by way of not setting boundaries, by way of not having high expectations, by way of overgiving, by way of, unlearning or needing to unlearn things that I learned from my parents. It's not always easy to look yourself in the eyes and say, damn, okay, look, you need to stop overgiving, overextending, overspending on other people. It's okay to be a little selfish. It's also okay to be selfless, but in balance. You know when one should recognize when they're overextending themselves is when you start to feel tired, or your body is telling you something is off in the environment, or you start having heart palpitations or chest pains or whatever. Red flag, take a breather, take a step back. Maybe your body is just transmuting some type of anxiety. And so that's why breathing is so important. A lot of people don't know. I'll just give you a little insight that being on a public platform by way of talking, it's a lot of work. The throat chakra is a muscle. It's work, right? And because we talk so much, because I talk so much, I have to remember to breathe. So when I hear people say, oh my God, your voice is so calming, that took practice. That took dedication. That took me focusing in on my breathing, allowing the breath and the words to meet and or come out in a way that sends a vibration to people that need it, including myself. Listening to your own voice when you speak, listening to what you say when you're talking will always be your best asset. So let's just say we're having a conversation and you call me, you go, Neff, girl, you ain't gonna guess what happened. Whatever the hell is going on, right? We'll just make up a hypothetical situation. I always say, pay attention to yourself, pay attention to what you're saying. While you going on a tangent about whatever it is, I promise you, 9 times out of 10, the person on the other end of the phone that you think you need advice from is not somebody that you need advice from. It's not. It's just you needing to hear yourself say what it is that you need to say. That's really all it's about. That's really all it is. You know how many times I sat down with people and I thought I was solving an issue and telling them about a problem or something that I had gone through, and I started to listen to myself, and then I got tired of myself talking about the problem. I'm like, girl, you've been talking about this for a whole year. I'm like, I heard myself, and it took somebody being quiet. It was never them. It was just I needed to get it out. I ended up becoming my best teacher. I ended up becoming my best therapist. I ended up becoming my best, listening ear. I would hear myself and be like, oh, no. Why are we talking about that again? Don't talk about that no more. I got tired of myself. Wasn't the person on the other end. They were a really good listening ear. Now here comes the challenge for the person on the other end. When I decided to change and I wasn't having that conversation anymore that I had had with them for over a year, now they needed to see me in a different way. That's the thing about being a spiritual practitioner. What happens when the people that you're helping get it? And now your phone doesn't ring as much. You have to always be in a position that you are wanting somebody to be the best version of themselves, because that's what you want for yourself, right? Oftentimes, I was in situations where when I decided to change, or somebody that had helped me, they didn't know how to deal with the new me. And maybe our time was up. Maybe that was all that they were supposed to be. Ooh, it's all about intentions. We'll get more into it. I got phone calls coming through. I love y'all. Let's just end this with a really nice hug. Wrapping our arms around ourselves, letting ourselves know I am worthy. I have every right to be here. I have every right to be in optimum health, to be in a sound mind and a beautiful spirit. And I am unapologetically being myself authentically. I love you. Wrap your arms around yourself and do the same if you want to, if you can. I love you. I will absolutely see y'all in the next video, okay? Until then, peace be with you.